build rapport that way. You're physically there in the house. I can't stress that enough. What's up, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Noble is Global. My name is Noble, ou se você fala português, eu sou Nobre. É prazer te conhecer. So in this video, I want to talk to folks that are maybe not interested in renting out their entire place, but they have a spare room that they really want to rent and they want to figure out how to be competitive. I got you covered. Here are 10 things to make your private room on Airbnb stand out. Let's go. Ahí vamos. First things first, let's understand our guest. A person that is looking for a private room as opposed to an entire residence is doing so for a couple of reasons. One of them being they want an experience. They want to have access to a host, more than likely, that can help them explore the area, someone to interact with because they don't want to be in a place all by themselves. The second reason is they're trying to save on cost and maybe a little bit more minimalistic, and they care more about the experience, like I've just mentioned before, of being in this particular location. So it doesn't really matter to them if they have to share a bathroom or share a common area. They just care about the experience. So starting out with number one, I would say your profile needs to be on point. I need that picture to look spruced up. I need you to have an intriguing profile, something that people can read and be like, I want to stay at this person's house because something seems like really cool about them. Your profile is going to be the first place that people stop at before they choose whether or not they want to stay by you. And I guarantee you, a person with like a really dark profile photo or something that's not inviting, that's not very friendly, it's not gonna really make me want to book a place by you. In your profile and be like, look, I'm gonna help you get settled when you first get to your destination. I can give you some great recommendations of places to see. It does not mean you are obligated to go with them and to be their tour guide. It just means that you're willing to help them get their first foot in the door of your city, to help their journey get going and to be a safe place for them to come back to when they're all done. So number two, your Airbnb reviews are gonna be super important. Of course, if you're starting out, you want to focus more on the Airbnb profile before you have time to, build up reviews and rapport. You want to make sure you have really solid reviews that people can read. That's going to give your profile that credibility, that ethos that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I might be flying across the world, or I could be going to a different state or a different city, and I know that this host is going to give me the experience that I want to receive as a guest. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, now's a great time to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I'm a new channel, so every little bit of support counts. Muito obrigado. Number three, it's going to be the design of your room. Even though this is your house, I know this room is probably located inside of the house or close to the periphery of the house. You want to make sure that this feels like your guest's oasis. What does that mean? Stylistically, this room cannot feel like you. Meaning like no knickknacks, no extra souvenirs, no random shit in this room. It needs to feel very, very clean and cozy and dedicated strictly for the guest. If you need some more ideas about how to stage your room, I actually made a whole video about that. It's on how to stage your Airbnb for success. Go check that out. Style-wise, I actually don't mind colorful rooms. The thing is, your guests are going to be able to see a picture of your room before they go there, so they know what they're getting into. The idea that we need to focus on minimalism all the time to make everybody happy is not necessarily true, and I would rather have a guest that's excited about my room and the way that I've designed it personally than to have someone who's just settling for grays, whites, and blacks in the room. So don't be afraid to experiment with color. You just want to make sure that you execute it well, but keep everything clean in terms of design. So that means not a lot of clutter, not packing it with furniture, making sure that you don't have things that you're going to need to go inside of their room to go and get. Make sure the room is dedicated strictly for your guest. Number four, you're going to want to make sure that your place is like really clean. Okay. Now, I'm not excited about sharing a bathroom with a person, so that bathroom needs to look and smell absolutely clean, especially if I'm going to be in a shared room sort of accommodation on an Airbnb site. The cleanliness has to be at another level. The reason being that host is there to clean up almost every single day. So it's very different where you have a cleaner come in for an entire residence, turns it over, and is ready for the next guest. So you know that the mess is made and it's done. But if I'm sharing it with a host, that place better, that thing needs to be clean every single day. So invest in like, those little blue pods that you put in the toilet bowl to make sure it always looks blue. The water looks blue. I hope I'm making sense there. Make sure that the room, that it smells nice. If you've got towels, like put a few drops of lavender on it. Things like that. Those extra attention to details in terms of cleanliness will go a really, really, really long way. Just speaking for myself, I'm okay with the bare essentials. I don't need like a big fancy room all the time. When I'm traveling, I just want a place that's clean and cozy that I can go back to, and I don't have to worry about nastiness. Yeah. And this is a great segue into number 5, the experience, right? As I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the video, but for me personally, if I was going to a different country and I'm staying at a wonderful superhost in a private room, okay, I would be more than comfortable purchasing experiences or excursions from this person directly. This is a great way to have an additional add-on for your guest when you know they're new to a particular city. You know, not to say you want to badger them or force them to purchase anything from you, but it's just have it there. Like, okay, you want to do an excursion to the waterfall. Everybody else raved about it in the reviews. That might be one of the reasons why I'm coming to go and see you in particular, because you're going to organize all of this, make some extra money from it, and I can just enjoy that experience. So think about things like that. It's not to say that you're going to be their dedicated tour guide. I just want to make sure that that is clear. It's just to say, why go somewhere else when they could just do it all in-house? And it's going to be worth your while as well, because money that you won't be making from that private room night to night, you'll be making it from excursions or dinner experiences and things like that. Number 6, I would say give them free shit. Give them free stuff. Like, why not? If it doesn't cost you that much to get like little souvenirs or little things that they can remember their experience by. Like, for example, if I'm going to Cairo, I want like a little pyramid. That'd be really dope. Or like a pin or something like that, or a shot glass if you're going to New York, or whatever the case may be. If you're a host and you give me something for free, like a little token, it's gonna go a long way, because one, I'm gonna remember how I got it. I'll be telling all my friends about how that amazing host gave me this and where I got it from. I think that would be really great. Also for breakfast, you know, just have like tea, coffee, muffins, shit like that they know that they can take and they don't have to pay extra for. As long as it doesn't cost you that much, why not give them the free stuff? Because it's creating, like I said, I guess goes into number 5, the experience, but give them something free that, you know, encompasses the value of what you're offering as a host of a private room as opposed to an entire place. That's what I would do. Okay, so number 7, I would say make yourself sparse. Don't be overly available for your guests. Like, let them enjoy their stay and let them come to you if they need anything. Just give them the Wi-Fi password, their free shit, their excursions if they decide to book it with you, and let them be on their way. Let them come and go as they please. This really depends on your guests, because some guests are like, okay, yeah, I booked a private room, but I really don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to do my thing, be in the city, and leave. That's great. I think the less interaction, the better sometimes. And then you're also going to have those guests that are going to be craving some more interaction. Either way, you need to make sure that your interactions are polite, kind, and genuine, and accommodating. So anything that they need, you need to be prepared to give them that extra level of attention and detail. So think of yourself kind of like a live-in concierge, but just don't let them take it overboard. Make sure you have your boundaries in place, but that's going to make you stand out. Spend time in your own room. You can, of course, be in your common area because it's your home. So I would say, yeah, just leave your guests alone. This is number 8, and this is something that one of my hosts did for me that actually made me feel really special. Invite them to something. It doesn't have to be anything big, but if you're having a gathering at your house or someplace close by and you feel comfortable enough with your guests, invite them. I think it goes a really, really long way. I felt like it was super kind. I got to meet some of my host friends. It really humanized the experience. It made me feel like I wasn't giving money to like some corporate hotel entity. I was giving it to a real person who has a real life and real friends and real, you know, like a real, I say real a lot. I had a really, really good time, a real good time. You're giving your money to someone. I'm not saying you have to do it all the time, but don't hesitate to invite them somewhere. And that act of kindness will spread into your reviews. Your guests will be more than happy to give you 5-star reviews. When you personalize their experience, of course, they're going to speak very intimately about the things that made them feel special. So I would highly recommend, you know, integrating them in some way, part of your life, whether you're having like, hey, would you like to have tea with us? Or would you like to come to this barbecue that I'm going to be hosting? Those kinds of things. Give them the option, of course, but I think it's great to put it out there. Number 9, ask for referrals. Okay, this doesn't really apply to me as much. It's very rare that I'll have an Airbnb guest repeatedly stay at my listing when you're listing an entire home. It almost like never happens, right? But for guests that are staying in a room in a private residence, they most likely will return because the pricing usually doesn't fluctuate too much. They have an idea of what to expect. And because of that personal experience that I was talking about, it gives them an additional reason to come back. So ask for referrals, ask for them to send, you know, more guests your way. Say like, hey, you know, if you got a friend that's coming in, oh, you got a friend coming in on the 19th, tell them to come stay by me. I'll treat them great. You know what I'm saying? Build rapport that way. You're physically there in the house. I can't stress that enough. So use that to your advantage. Okay, number 10. I've talked about a lot of things that are helpful for the guests, but something that's also going to be helpful for you is create a list of house rules. It could be written down or it could be verbally communicated, but just give them an idea of what to expect in your house. Like if you're someone that like wants like quiet hours, just put like, hey, we've got quiet hours between the hours of 10 or 12. If that doesn't matter to you, be like, look, as long as you don't make a big stink when you come at home at night at 2 or 3, I don't care, live your life, have fun. You have to communicate those kinds of things explicitly. It helps everybody understand what they're getting into, what the vibe is going to be in the house. And everybody has a different vibe. You just want to make sure that you're catering to the needs of your guests, but you're also making sure that you're preserving the culture and the vibe in your home because that's where you live. So keep those things in mind. Espero que todos tenham gostado deste vídeo. If you're thinking about renting a private room on Airbnb, follow these 10 tips so that you can make your listing even more competitive. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you all next time. Até mais. Você precisa personalidade? Hoje queria falar português com sotaque baiano. Also something that's going to make your list. Você precisa criar uma experiência.